Okay, class, here's a math question for you. What do we get when we take Mario Kart, that beloved childhood game, and multiply it by the emo table at high school lunches? Hey, you in the back! That's exactly right. The answer is one of the best games to ever grace this planet. Nothing gets you in the Twisted Metal mindset more than just booting up the game and flying POV right into a massacre. This is 2001's Twisted Metal Black for the PS2, one of many in the Twisted Metal game series, but what I believe is the best one, aside from maybe the PS3 version. Don't at me. In essence, each of the games follow the same basic plotline. There's a competition known as Twisted Metal in which competitors load up in militarized vehicles to slay each other, and maybe a few passerbys. With the last man standing getting a one-on-one meeting with the competition's founder, Calypso, whether making him an evil guy with powers or the actual devil, but always he dishes out a single wish for the winner as a prize. That wish almost always ends up backfiring. Oh, what's that? You wanted a crime-free world? Well, now you have no job. Huh? You wanted to go back and save your father from a car crash? Well, how about you cause it? Ooh, spooky. Honestly, I love it. And you want your, sandwich bag, friend?
You asked me for this?
Oh man, give me that! Give me!
A paper bag? You can't be serious.
Oh man.
Okay, well, they aren't all winners, alright? But funny enough, that ending actually made it into the TV show.
This is Harold. Been my best friend since I was a kid.
And you know, that's something I didn't really care for about the earlier Twisted Metal games. They were just a little too goofy. And I mean, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I mean, they made tons of those types of games. But for me, I want it to be a little dark. After all, you're going around killing random people and blowing up buildings. Which brings us back to Twisted Metal Black. Here, rather than having a pizza delivery boy as a character, we get a collection of insane killers. I mean, who else would want to do this competition? Each character has a specific vehicle they use alongside a special attack that's completely unique to them. Also, they have varying stats and biographies that let you know a little bit more about who you'll be playing as. In our listing, we get Billy Ray, a guy who drives a tow truck and is hoping to murder the man that not only stole his lady, but ruined his handsome Squidward complexion. The Preacher, who drives a El Camino, I think, and is hoping to expel the demon residing in his body. He has a crazy special, by the way, I love it. Dude flings cult members rigged with explosives. His own followers.
Home run!
Agent Stone, who I think has probably the most noble wish in the entire series, which is just to save a little girl. He drives a good old SWAT vehicle. His special's pretty cool too. Mr. Grimm, who is a Vietnam veteran that was forced to eat his comrade and now just wants to torture the man responsible. An insane story to try and an insane vehicle to bring to this demolition derby. A motorcycle? John Doe. He's out here in some generic car, I think. Well, he can't remember who he is, and his wish is to reverse his lobotomy. Not really. No Face was a boxer who lost a match that his doctor just so happened to bet big on. So you know what that means. See you later, eyes and tongue. Bloody Mary. Not just a drink, but I think she had something to do with being some female incel. But she's got a cool car though. Dollface, the baddest vehicle, but one of the saddest stories. Oops, you made a mistake. No one will ever see your face again. I think you can guess what she wants. Raven. Remember when I said emo high school lunches? Well, here it is. Charlie Kane and Son. Oh yeah, this kid's dad is dead, and he's controlling him like a dollar store RC car. Axel. What can I say about this? His story isn't very good in this rendition, but the vehicle is still pretty cool. Cage. Awesome car, flamethrower special, but the story is so-so. Black. A story that requires knowing vast amounts of Twisted Metal lore, but also one of the best cars in the game. Sweet Tooth. There's a reason he's always the mascot of Twisted Metal games. He's got a cool Transformer special, cool story, and an iconic vehicle. Lastly, another secret one that I actually have never unlocked before because it requires beating every single character on the same save. Minion, who, as we will see, is actually a mini-boss in the game. Oh, and Minion has a lot of secret lore as well. Now that we got the characters out of the way, let's back up a second and see what modes are available to us. Well, back at the main menu, we actually have an option to go to the theater and watch all of the cutscenes we've unlocked so far. Kinda cool. As for game modes, we have a few. We have multiplayer, which I'm sure you can guess what that is. We also have competition and endurance mode. Now, endurance mode I can only compare to like Modern Warfare Survival, where competition is basically this one-off where you can pick a map, pick some drivers, and then see what happens. Lastly, or should I say firstly, we have the story mode. Regardless of what character you pick for the story mode, the format for the game is always the same. You'll start off story mode listening to the character's intro before being cast off into the first of 8 rounds, which is always Zorko Bros, Salvage and Scrap. Occasionally, like Castlevania 3, you'll get a chance to pick from 2 different maps, which adds some additional replay value. Regardless of the map choice, your goal is to wipe out everyone on the map, and they don't really go after each other, they only go after you. Since this is quite a daunting task, thankfully you come in with a few lives and the ability to refill your health bar twice per match thanks to this special device scattered about. You can also find health power-ups in the map, and hitting drivers fleeing their burning wreckage will grant you health. It doesn't matter too much because if you lose your lives, that's game over. Health and lives won't let you win alone though, and you'll have to scour around for a vast amount of weaponry, including various missiles, your special, which occasionally becomes available, a gas can, a projectile that bounces all around, a weapon that activates parts of the scenery, and a satellite-esque barrage, and many more. Not to mention your little machine gun you have. What makes the maps in Twisted Metal Black so fun is all the secret locations that you can both see and not see. That passenger plane flying around? Shoot it a couple times with missiles and watch as it crashes into the earth, revealing a whole secret underground area. Wait a sec, when did this game come out? Oh no. If you make it past the first area, hop on over to the suburbs where you can crash into random people's homes, flip them over in their cars, send a Ferris wheel crashing into the ocean, find a couple secrets, and then you'll be heading on to the next. If you fight your way to stage 4, you'll have to fight a mini-boss, Minion, who as we saw earlier is actually an unlockable character. However here, he is a different beast. You'll have to take out his shield generators, which are plastered all over his tanker. Whatever you do, don't get close to him or you'll be dead before you can even pause the game. After grinding his health down enough, he'll finally explode, leaving your character unconscious, revealing more of their lore to you.
Perform one of my most important duties, an exorcism. But the beast was too powerful, even as I ministered to the child. The demon brought its foul influence upon me and entered my mind.
My God. Anyways, off we go. At last, you've made it to the end, the Warhawk final boss. Talk about unfair. Now you have to fight this guy in a giant helicopter as he flies around absolutely destroying you. In order to stand any chance against him, you have to time explosions just right with these tankers underneath him. detonate one underneath him to finally damage his shields, and eventually you'll destroy them. Finally, you can get your revenge, but it might just be too late. Finally, that took way too long. With Warhawk dead, you can finally get your wish.
I visited Calypso. It was time for him to prove my innocence and clear my name. And the truth, he said, was that the demon wasn't real. A man cannot hide from himself. There is only one path before me.
Okay. Maybe that wasn't worth it. So, that was Twisted Metal Black. Honestly, one of my favorite PS2 games, right up there with the Battlefront series. Maybe a video on that someday. Or Twisted Metal Black actually has an entire iceberg video on it, because there's a lot of hidden secrets with it, including an unreleased sequel and hidden bosses. That might make a good topic someday too. Well, it doesn't matter, because we have to ask ourselves one last question. At $20, is this game worth it?